A pleasant good evening to you as we welcome you in to Valley High School, where tonight we are set up to watch the Indians take on the Minford Falcons in a little SOC 2 Tuesday night action here tonight on January the 17th. John, these teams have came together once before this season. That was back on, I believe, December the 9th. That was the first time these teams came together. And I know you were there.
Yes.
It was a 61-57 win for Minford. And they still haven't lost in the SOC 2. 9-0 in the league. Valley 7-2 with losses to Minford, and also had that 96-92 double overtime loss to Eastern, who I think is kind of surprised some people this year with the wins they've been able to have. I don't know if you've seen them in person. Actually, I think you did on that Saturday,
at North Adams.
Whatever it was. I don't know what. Quintuple header, something like that. 6 straight games.
It was actually 7.
Oh, 7 games.
Started at 10 a.m. Went until the last tip was 8:30 p.m. So that was a fun day to see a lot of good teams and just a lot of basketball in general. That Eastern team is a little above, I think, expectations for this year. They've had a couple of strange losses, but they've also pulled a couple of big upsets, which makes this such a huge game for Valley to stay in the SOC 2 league race.
Right.
Because if they lose this and they're 3 games back of Minford probably
pretty much wraps it up.
Yeah, probably not going to lose 3. But with Wheelersburg, South Webster, Eastern, obviously, Northwest, when they're on.
We kind of saw them on an off night the other night without Connor Lentz.
Yeah, and West is a tough matchup. It's the possibility of Minford losing 1 more is there, but the likelihood of them losing 2 or 3
without Valley would be a bit rough. But nonetheless, both teams coming off of wins. For Minford, it was a 68-29 win over Oak Hill. That was last Friday. And also a win for Valley. That was on Friday as well. That was a 73-40 win at Northwest. We were there for that one. Connor Lentz for Northwest didn't play, so I believe the first time those two teams met, it was around a 12-point spread, and this time around, obviously, not exactly that. It was a 33-point win for Valley, but really Northwest kind of hung around for a majority of the first half. And then the third quarter, it kind of got away from a little bit, and then the fourth quarter was kind of just cleanup duty for the Indians.
Well, one of the big things in that game was the end of the Northwest was actually up 15-7 in the first quarter. Valley made a big push at the end of it, including a Jace Copley 3 near the end of it, and then Colt Buckle gets a steal and hits a half quarter to make it a 4-point game. And Northwest made 1 shot early that got it to 1, but then after that it was like a 10 to 12-point game before Valley really turned things on in that second half.
But going back to the 61-57 win for Minford the first time around, once again, that was on December 9th. So it's been a little while since these two teams have come together now for the second time. John, once again, I know you were there, so tell me what you saw in that first matchup and maybe some keys for both of these teams if they're, if they want to come out with their desired outcome here tonight.
Okay, go again. One more time.
I was just saying how the last time these two teams came together, you were in attendance. Just kind of tell me what went down that night, what you saw from both teams, and maybe some things that these teams will maybe need to change in order to pick up a win here tonight, or do the same that they did the first time around.
Well, one of the big things that stood out in the first meeting was it felt like it was Jace Copley against Miles Montgomery, which, both teams can definitely do that. It's something that both those players can really carry a team. But I think for Valley, they've got to find different ways to protect the ball. They tried to drive at the rim a lot in Minford's length. They start, 3 guys over 6'4" with some really good length, and they had a hard time around the bucket. So Valley's got to, try to get them in the air, try to get them in foul trouble. Neither team has, uses their bench that much. So, that's something that we could see the depth of both teams being tested tonight with some foul trouble.
We will take a quick break for the playing of the national anthem. One quick note, John, that I did want to make about Minford is that they've still have not lost to an Ohio high school team. Is their only loss on the season. I'm not sure exactly what it was. I'm guessing it was some Saturday tournament deal because it said the game was at like 4:30 or something like that.
It was actually played at Ironton. Ironton has the Ironton Classic. Right before Christmas, they played Huntington High out of Huntington, West Virginia, and Huntington was able to beat them that day. But Huntington High is a very good team. So it's a Minford team. They really play 2 seniors. They have 1 junior come off the bench, but it's 3 sophomores mainly against the 4 seniors for Valley and the 1 junior. But the big key today for Valley is slowing down Miles Montgomery. Try to get one of these bigs in foul trouble if you can. And I think for Minford, it's you got to be able to get back in transition. You got to stop Valley from running. You have to make things hard on them in the offense. And Valley, they have to play the same defense they played the other night. I know Northwest was down one of their top players, but they played really good defensively. Made things hard. I'm pumped now because Sirius is on. It's I enjoy this as any pregame. I'll tell you what, Northwest the other day had one that was similar, but it wasn't this. It was. I don't even remember the song, but it was a different song. But it's still, I was pumped. And you need that when you're on game 7 of 7.
Right. Yeah, both of these teams currently riding win streaks. For Valley, they have not lost since the Eastern game. That was on the 20th of December. Since then, a 7-game win streak for the Indians. And for Minford, since that loss to the Huntington Highlanders out of West Virginia, it's been a 5-game win streak. So, John, something's going to have to give here. And really, like you mentioned, I don't really want to use the word clinch as, anything can happen. But if Minford's able to pick up a win here, that would give them a pretty favorable chances and odds of wrapping up the SOC2 here tonight. And Valley going to have to pick up a win to stay alive.
Yeah, this is also really big for tournament seeding, as Division III is pretty loaded this year, and it's going to be pretty difficult to get out without a favorable matchup early. You want to avoid. Kind of want to avoid that if you're both teams. You want to make it as easy as possible on your road to the Convo in the district finals.
So Minford comes away with the tip. They'll give us the first possession of the night. Looking for Hannah down low to go out on the baseline. Quickly, the starters for the Falcons. Bennett Kaiser, that was number 1. Number 5, Adam Crank. Number 10, Miles Montgomery. Number 34, Jackson Shoemaker. And number 41, Joe Hanna, who it is inbounded to, and he'll let one go from beyond the arc and knocks it down 3-0 Minford for Valley. They're going to start out the same way as they did last Friday against Northwest. That's number 1, George Arnett. Number 4, Colt Buckle. Number 10, Carter Nickel. Number 13, Jace Copley. And the big man down low, number 25, Levi Stewart, who gets it around the free throw line. Nice dish off to Copley, and it's 3-2 Minford.
Yeah, good offense from both teams so far. Copley makes the adjustment to getting jumped out on to just, make a nice cut there, and Stewart finds him for the layup.
Shoemaker hands it off to Montgomery. Top of the key 3, too strong. Stewart the rebound for Valley. He'll hand it off to Nickel, who will bring it up across the timeline here for Valley.
Good closeout by Valley, making that shot a little more difficult for Miles Montgomery.
Short range jumper from Buckle connects. 4-3 Valley.
Buckle had a big game on Friday night. Carries it over to a good start there. Yep. That's where he got a lot of his points in the first matchup, was a free throw line extended, using Stewart on the screens.
Yep, 20-point, 10-rebound, double-double for Buckle in that game against Northwest on Friday. Also double-double for Levi Stewart, who had 16 points and 11 rebounds, so 2 double-doubles for Valley in the win over Northwest. Minford now looking to answer back, 4-3 in favor of the Indians. Early into the corner, Crank, baseline drive, passes it out, top of the key, Shoemaker, 3-ball on the way, once again, too strong. Buckle the rebound for Valley, although the ball loose around half court, picked up by the Falcons. Crank with it now, pass to Montgomery.
I'll tell you what, that first pass from Adam Crank was unbelievable.
Hannah on the left side, around the elbow, jumper on the way, count it.
A nice offense there by Joe Hannah and the Minford Falcons.
Valley not wasting any time the other way. Nice reverse layup from George Arnett, 6-5 Valley.
Yeah, that's what I was saying in the pregame. You got to get back. You got to stop the ball.
On the other end, Montgomery's scoop layup is no good. Rebound goes to Nickel. Buckle now the other way. Dish off to Stewart off the glass and in with the right hand.
Great job in transition. The big man running the floor. Great find there from Colt Buckle.
Very fast-paced ball game here in the early goings of the first quarter. 8-5 Valley lead, 5:17 to go in the first.
For Valley, got to keep up the defense.
Kaiser drives inside, short range jumper on the way, too strong. Offensive rebound, Shoemaker, put back is good, 8-7 Valley.
And those are the points you can't let Minford get. You can't let them get the second chance points. You got to make sure it's just a one-shot possession for them each time down.
Nickel around the top of the key. He'll hand it off. Copley moving three ball on the way. Too strong. Buckle the rebound.
No one gets a body on him. Buckle just reaches up above.
Buckle giving the Indians another chance. Stewart and Copley pick and roll. Nice pass down low to Stewart.
Must have got a tip on it on the way through.
It'll stay here with the Indians on the baseline. George Arnett will inbound.
Copley's missed three was their first miss. They had started off 4 for 4 in the game.
Short range jumper on the way from Nickel is good. His first points of the ball game. 3-point lead for Valley.
Yeah, Nickel looked like he was gaining a little more confidence on his shot on Friday night. And that's going to be something very necessary for the Indians to win this game.
Minford looking to answer back. Baseline drive from Montgomery is no good, but he's fouled on the way up. That'll result in 2 free throws coming up for the sophomore. You know, John, one thing, and I saw Montgomery play one time last year against Waverly. I think Tyler Hart was there with me for that game. And one thing Minford didn't win the game, but it was close. And one thing I kind of came away from that game thinking was, man, this kid's only a freshman, and he was, you know, one of the better players on the floor. And, you know, not to say there aren't freshmen who are like that, but I just couldn't believe how physical and, you know, his ability to take control of the game as, you know, only a 14-year-old playing varsity as a freshman.
He reminded me of Trey Robertson when Trey was a freshman. They have a little different games. Trey was a little more of a shooter early on, but Miles can really do a little bit of everything. And he typically takes a big assignment defensively, too.
10-8 Valley lead. 3:47 to go in the first quarter. Nickel inside, up with the right hand and in.
Yeah, Nickel with a nice drive and layup there. All 5 Indians have scored in this game so far.
Shoemaker down low on the right block, called for a travel. It'll be a turnover for the Falcons. Hand things over to Valley.
Yeah, first turnover of the game for the Falcons. One for the Indians as well. Just got a little too aggressive on that drive. If he could have just stopped on the original jump stop, but had a little skip to go along with it.
Screen from Stewart. Arnett inside, dishes it out. Nickel thought about the 3-ball instead, gets it to Stewart, who knocks down the short-range jumper. 14-8 Indians.
Really good ball movement so far from the Indians. Great job by Nickel of not forcing up a 3 and finding his big man for that 15-footer.
Kaiser the pass, deep 3 from Montgomery off the front iron, no good. Hannah the rebound, back to Montgomery. Almost stolen away there from Copley. Hannah takes it inside around the free throw line. Nice pass to Kaiser, not able to knock it down. Ball is loose, and eventually Arnett the rebound. And I believe we're going to have a loose ball foul on Bennett Kaiser.
Yeah, just everything right now for Minford is just coming up a little short. It's just, you know, that's just an adjustment they're going to have to make where Valley has full legs and full energy. Minford has not had the legs on their shots yet.
Taken away from Copley. Montgomery the steal for Minford.
Yeah, that was great defense by Montgomery.
Hanna down low, up with the right hand, blocked away by Stewart, but he will be called for the shooting foul. That'll send Hanna to the line. 2 free throws coming up.
So he got him on the arm. Stewart had one of those the other night where it seemed clean, but ended up having the whistle on it. It looked like Hanna may have gotten some contact at some point on that drive.
Right.
Hanna's got 5.
Hanna looking to get the Falcons into double digits, which as of now on pace to do so. 14-9, Valley leading.
Yeah, for being a fast-paced game, the point totals aren't super high yet, but it's been a pretty efficient game for the Valley Indians on their end.
In and out on the back half of that trip to the free throw line leaves the lead at 5. Wide open underneath is Buckle, and he lays it up and in for 2 off the scoop layup.
Nice job by Buckle there, scoring at the hoop. He's got 4.
Nobody ever really picked him up, John, just right to the rack.
Yeah, you have to make things a little harder.
Crank top of the key, drive to the left side, down low, up with the right hand, blocked away by Copley.
Arnett was out when the ball came down to him.
So Copley comes up with the block, but off the rebound, Arnett just a little bit too close to the baseline and out of bounds. They'll hand things back over to Minford.
Yeah, Jeff Pica has stepped in for Minford, a defensive specialist off the bench for them.
Off-target pass from Montgomery. Buckle the steal for the Indians into the corner. Copley top of the key. Arnett a deep 3. In and out. Won't go. Hanna the rebound.
This place would have exploded if that thing would have gone down.
Montgomery down low. Up with the left hand. Can't get it to go. Shoemaker the putback. 16-11 Valley.
Nice job there by Shoemaker on both ends.
Yeah, nice play by Shoemaker. Credit him with the steal. 3-on-2, 4-on-2, fast break. Shoemaker all the way. Yes!
I was saying, you don't want to step in front of him to take a charge there. Nice job by Jackson Shoemaker. Great 2 possessions, 3 possessions, really.
Copley a deep 3. In and out, won't go. Rebound goes to Jeff Pica. His first rebound of the contest. He'll set a screen for Montgomery to the right side. Drives down low, up with the right hand, no good. Copley the rebound off of the Montgomery miss. Pass over to Arnett, mid-range jumper on the way, off target, no good. Montgomery the rebound. 2-on-2 fast break here, nice pass to Pica, although he can't finish at the rim. Buckle the rebound for Valley.
Yeah, this thing's getting real quick on us.
Baseline drive from Copley, counted in the foul. Chance for a 3-point play for Jace Copley.
Nice job by Jace Copley finishing through a little contact and finishing there at the rim.
Foul on number 34, Jackson Shoemaker. First, team second.
I believe Shoemaker's going to come out. I would guess he might be a little winded after,
a couple coast to coast there. Yeah,
putting the Falcons on his back there for a short time. But really, that got them right back into this. With Montgomery struggling from the field so far, you got to have other guys step up in the early going. Shoemaker was 6 and Johanna was 6.
Copley able to convert the 3-point play. That gives the Indians a 6-point lead as we eclipse the 30-second mark here in the first quarter. You'd almost expect Minford to hold for the last shot, but the pass is taken away by Arnett, but right back into the hands of the Falcons. In transition, Montgomery a 3 in and out, won't go. And it'll be out of bounds on Johanna. That'll hand things over to Valley with 15.9 to go in the first.
Yeah, good effort there by Montgomery. Just unable to get anything to fall so far. Johanna gets a hand on it. And now Valley's going to be able to take the last shot.
Copley will bring it across half court for the Indians. Drives inside. Jumper on the way. Blocked away by Kaiser. Offensive rebound. Buckle. His shot is no good. And that'll take us to the end of the first quarter, 19-13. Valley out in front. We'll take a quick break. You're watching Ohio High School boys basketball right here on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth.
At OhioHealth, you can see your doctor here or here, on this or on these. And no matter if you're over here, over there, or anywhere in between, you'll feel good knowing OhioHealth provides the finest care anywhere. Schedule care today at ohiohealth.com/finestcare.
Here at Glockner's, we know how valuable your time is, and that's why our priority is to provide you a quick and easy service. We will get you in and out and on your way immediately. So schedule your next service appointment at Glockner.com.
(19-13), a 6-point lead for the Valley Indians after one. John, I know you're wrapping up the stats over there, but really, it's although a 6-point game, it's more or less been back and forth. Montgomery hasn't exactly been able to get going beyond the arc. It's been a bit of tight rims for him so far tonight. Really, I don't know if we've had one 3-ball go in yet for either team. I know you'll be able to validate that statement here for me in a second.
Yeah, the Johanna 3 to start the game was the only one. Other than that, it's just been a bunch of 2s and then the 3-point play for Copley. In the first quarter, Minford 5 of 15 from the field, where Valley was 9 of 15. And that's what gets them this quick lead.
Nice pass down low to Stewart, although he's not able to handle it. That'll be a turnover for Valley. It appears we have a Derek Webb sighting on the baseline here on the right side.
Yeah, I'm going to say the heavy hitters of SOSA tonight. Maybe. I don't know. If you watch us all play softball or baseball, I would say not on the heavy hitters part.
Shoemaker back into the game. His scoop layup won't go. Crank the offensive rebound, keeping it alive for the Falcons. Hannah on the right side drives and is fouled by George Arnett. I believe that'll be his first foul of the contest.
Yeah, you notice Levi Stewart doesn't get a block on that, but completely altered the shot of Jackson Shoemaker on his drive.
Inbound to Kaiser. He drives inside, blocked away by Copley. Another block for Copley. Hannah the offensive rebound and fouled on the putback, so that'll result in, I believe, his second trip to the free throw line here tonight. You expect Stewart to be the guy blocking away shots, but so far here in the first half, it's been all Jace Copley down low.
Yes, but that's also his second foul right there for Copley, which could be big because, like we mentioned in the pregame, Valley doesn't really use their bench. So not really sure, on how much they can play, but just they don't really go to it. So it'll be big if he picks up a third.
2 for 2 on that trip. I believe 3 of 4 overall now tonight from the stripe is Johanna. 19-15, Valley leading.
Yeah, good job by Hannah. The seniors really shown up well.
Nice pass down low to Copley up for the layup. I believe Shoemaker is who caught a piece of it, either him or Hannah. I don't think you can give out half blocks in basketball, so John, you're going to have to pick one of them. Crank a baseline drive, dishes it off to Shoemaker. Stewart guarding a tough finish from Shoemaker and in for 2.
Good pass there by Crank. Just find him on the inside. Shoemaker trying to get Stewart in the air, couldn't do it, and still makes a shot over him.
I think we're going to have a jump ball around the volleyball line between Montgomery and Nickel. That'll give possession was with Minford, so that'll give them the ball. When you're 6'8", John, you really don't have a necessity to get up in the air to block shots. Really, just stand as tall as you can, put your arms straight up in the air, and for most guys, that's usually good enough. Now, Shoemaker listed at 6'4", so it may not be that easy for him, but when talking about guards, it may just be that easy as a tough layup from Montgomery has Minford tied up 19-19 with Valley.
Nice pass.
Tell you what, I think Shoemaker got nutmegged there.
Yeah, I do too. Ends up just going out of bounds, but on that drive by Montgomery, really good job of, we were always taught growing up, you have to go up left-handed on a left-handed layup. But no, you don't. You just go
Sometimes
up.
It's a bit quicker to go up with the inside hand, especially on a scoop.
Yeah, a scoop with the shot blockers that Valley has out there right now. You got to get it up there as quick as possible.
So a 6-0 run to start the second quarter. Hannah, 3-ball, yes, 2 for 2 from beyond the arc is Joe Hannah and Minford out in front by 3.
Joe Hannah with 11. That's the same place he made the first 3 from. That one with a little higher difficulty as he had a hand coming out at him, but really good shot.
A 9-0 run here in the second corner is Arnett not able to knock down the 3-ball. Copley almost able to come up with the steal off of the Shoemaker rebound, but Hannah able to control it. Into the corner, Kaiser inside off the glass and in, 24-19 Minford. And we have a timeout for Coach Craig Tackett.
Yeah, big time play by Joe Hannah. All over the court, the senior doing an outstanding job so far. This will be a full timeout.
It'll be a full timeout, so we'll take a quick break. You're watching Ohio High School Boys Basketball right here on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth.
Michelle and her dad. Decades of dares. 1 month of learning to jump. First day doing it solo. And 2 years since starting cancer treatment at OhioHealth.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Willie & Son Trucking. Willie & Son Trucking has been a proud supporter of local student-athletes, coaches, and athletic programs throughout its history. Be sure to look out for the Shack Athlete of the Week presented by Willie & Son Trucking each week at SOSAOhio.com.
What was a 19-13 Valley lead ending the first quarter has, I was going to say slowly, but really quickly turned into a 24-19 Minford lead, an 11-0 run to start the second quarter, John. That's kind of what Minford needed to turn this game around.
Yeah, they went to a zone as they come out here to pressure it. They've gone into a zone, done a good job using their length and quickness. And then once they get the ball, they're going out and running.
Copley, a corner 3-ball off the rim, no good. Buckle, an offensive rebound. And we will have a foul on the floor. You know, Buckle listed as 6'1", playing that guard, maybe small forward role. It would not surprise me if he is not leading Valley in offensive rebounds on the season, as we've only seen 2 games, and he has just been an absolute menace on the boards for Valley.
Yeah, that's his 3rd offensive rebound already. Like, he's 6'1", but his arms and how athletic he is getting up in the air, he's getting these rebounds pretty easily for the Indians.
Short-range jumper from Stewart is no good. There's Buckle, another rebound, pass out to Nickel, who is wide open, will not shoot it. He'll pass it off to Buckle instead. Into the corner, Copley pump fake, and he'll pull it back out. Almost taken away by Adam Crank. Mid-range jumper on the way is no good. Rebound goes to Bennett Kaiser.
Yeah, good job getting out and run. That's Adam Crank's spot.
Yes, Adam Crank from the right corner for 3.
Yeah, Crank just gets out, gets in the corner, knows what his role is. Play some D, hit those corner 3s.
Mid-range jumper from Copley is no good. Shoemaker the rebound from Minford in transition now. Montgomery a 3-ball, yes! A 17-0 Minford run here in the second quarter, John.
Yeah, it's Valley has to get a slow, calm possession here, not rush any shots, and then get back in transition.
Copley pump fake, drives inside, nice pass to Stewart, blocked away by Hannah, but he's going to be, by Kaiser, but he's going to be called for a foul. That'll send Stewart to the line, shooting 2.
Yeah, he got him clean up top, but it was the body down low. He got a hand in his back, and that's, they got kind of fortunate there, but the referee saw the hand in the back, because up top it was definitely clean.
First free throw for Stewart is off the back iron and no good. Joe Hannah will check in for Bennett Kaiser, and that will be the only substitution on this trip to the line.
Yeah, that's Kaiser's 2nd foul. And Minford, they really play 6. Sometimes they'll go to Bailey White and Noah Martin, not real often. So that's a big foul.
Stewart 1 for 2 on that trip. really represents the one and only point for Valley this quarter. Hannah, another left wing three, this time no good. Buckle, another rebound for Valley.
Good look there for Hannah.
Mid-range jumper on the way from Nickel is no good. Montgomery the rebound in transition. 4-on-1, Crank wide open on the left side, off the rim and no good. Shoemaker not able to grab it. Levi Stewart the rebound for Valley.
A little too much on the wing there for Crank.
Arnett left baseline drive, scoop layup, won't get it to go on the reverse. Hannah the rebound.
Yeah, right now the level of difficulty for Valley on their shots is just way too high.
Montgomery inside, reverse layup with the left hand, yes.
Miles Montgomery shaking off an 0 for 6 first quarter. He's 3 for 3 in this quarter.
Copley drives inside, dishes it off. Stewart, short range jumper, too short. Rebound goes to Jeff Pika, I believe his second of the game.
Yeah, this is what Minford wants. Get them moving.
Pass down low to Hannah and off the fingertips and out of bounds. That'll be a turnover for the Falcons as Parker Lute comes into the game for Jace Copley.
I'm going to tell you something.
Or excuse me, not for Copley, for George Arnett.
I don't think that Joe Hannah was thinking about catching that ball because I think he was thinking about dunking. I've seen him put down 2 or 3 dunks so far this year, and he didn't care if someone was in front of him because he was getting ready to go sky on that one.
Into the corner, Nickel, a mid-range jumper this time, connects.
Well, Nickel hasn't done a lot of shooting this year, so anything that Valley gets from him is a positive, and Minford is guarding him like that.
Montgomery, another 3 from the top of the key. Has the Falcons out to a 13-point lead here in the second quarter. 32nd timeout, Valley.
Yeah, they're just setting the high ball screen, and Valley isn't coming out on it, and that just makes it easy for Miles Montgomery on that play to bury the 3. I mean, it's a 22-3 run here in the second quarter. I mean, we're not even a full 6 minutes into the quarter either.
I'll tell you what, if you walked out of the gym after the first quarter, you'd definitely be surprised walking back in right now. Is you don't see 22-3 runs all that often, John.
No, and especially as quickly.
Especially in about a 6-minute span, not even 5:48, 38.
Yeah. It's been very impressive by Minford so far, but for Valley, you just got to keep thinking, okay, we got off to that hot start, we can do this, but you got to try to get to the locker room right now. If you can get it under 10, you know, you like the chances of being able to switch some things up, but you got to cut this off and make sure that this doesn't get any higher.
So Valley looking to answer back. Buckle drives inside, stopped by Montgomery. He passes it to Hunter Edwards, who must have checked in during the timeout. And it'll be out of bounds on Shoemaker and stay here with Valley. You know, John, we didn't really see Edwards too much until the end of the game the other night. So
yeah, Edwards played big minutes the first time these two played well. Very good athlete.
Copley thought about the 3, instead passes it to Buckle, dishes it outside. Nickel pass fake, mid-range jumper on the way. Yes, that must be his spot, John. 2 for 3 from the mid-range.
Yeah, Nickel has 8 points.
Inside, Montgomery blocked away by Colt Buckle and the rebound. Or excuse me, rebound goes to Nickel, but it's stolen away by Crank. Montgomery in the corner. Not enough on it. Pika, another rebound for Minford. He'll keep it alive for the Falcons. Back to Pika. He dishes it off. Shoemaker up and in. Counted in the foul. Chance for a 3-point play for Jackson Shoemaker.
Yeah, just Valley trying to get the ball out too quickly there. And then Minford makes it hurt on the other end. Jeff Pika's not really going to shoot the ball a whole lot for the Falcons, but he does a really good job of facilitating. That's his second assist already in this quarter.
Shoemaker able to convert the 3-point play, a 14-point lead now for the Falcons.
Shoemaker with 11. Most of it coming late in that first quarter, and then obviously in the second.
Under 90 seconds to play here in the first half. Nickel around the logo, guarded by Hannah. Drives inside, pass out. Edwards, a short-range jumper, rattles around and in for 2, his first 2 of the game.
Good find by Carter Nickel. You know, good job by Hunter Edwards coming into the game, being ready to shoot.
Montgomery in trouble, and we're going to have a foul on Edwards. Just came in there a little too aggressive and quick.
Hey, you know what? I mean, it's not going to send it to the line yet. I think that's 6. Yeah, it's 6 on Valley. Be aggressive. I mean, don't let Miles Montgomery do whatever he wants. Because once that starts happening, this team blows up like they have. Obviously you're not going to want to foul hard or anything. It's going to be a 30-second timeout for Minford. But you don't want to hammer him or anything. But if you're going to look to double him, be aggressive. You might be able to get a steal from it.
You could kind of see him around the top of the key, lurking, kind of stalking his prey, and just went in there a little too fast. And like you said, had a couple fouls to give before the single bonus. So why not? Yeah, I mean, you got to be aggressive. You got to try to get yourself a little momentum back into this game. And for Valley, 109 left in the half. If you can get a stop here, because I don't think Minford will hold for 109 for the last shot. You wouldn't think so, John. But not at this point in the game. Maybe in the fourth. Maybe if this is a tie game at the end of the game, maybe you hold. But right now, you got to force a quick shot, force a tough shot, be aggressive on the rebound, and then be smart when you get the ball out and go. So Krankel inbound, who'll get it in. Jeff Pika around the top of the key, hands it off to Montgomery, who brings it to the left side. Double teamed, almost taken away. Pika comes up with the loose ball for Minford. Yeah, just unlucky there for Valley. Pass now to Crank around the free throw line. Pass to Hannah, baseline drive, picks up his dribble, looking to get it out, gets it out to Pika. I think he got away with a little shuffle there. It's going to be the second on Carter Nickel. Tell you what, there's a little bit of the soccer player there for Miles on throwing the head back and showing the referee he got fouled. Why not? I wasn't saying anything wrong with it. So the foul will send Montgomery to the line, shooting a 1-and-1. He's got 11, 10 of which have come in this quarter. 23 points in the win over Oak Hill already, 12 here in the first half, looking for 13 on the back half of this 1-and-1. Yeah, and the crazy thing with Miles is early in the season he wasn't shooting very well from three. He's hit a couple threes in this quarter. He seems to have gotten his shooting stroke back overall. 2 for 2 on the 1-and-1, 13 points on the night for Montgomery. You know how nice it would be to not be shooting very well and still average over 23 a game? It's a good problem to have. Yeah. Lute looking down low, gets to Copley in the high post, fadeaway jumper on the way, yes. Yeah, those are the shots Valley needs. They need to make it simpler, make things a little easier. That's not a low difficulty shot, but it's a little easier. Into the corner, Crank. Now to Shoemaker, back to Montgomery, 20 to shoot for Minford. Shoemaker top of the key, Hannah takes it inside, pass out, Crank thought about the three, step back, wing three on the way, off the mark, no good. Lute the rebound in transition, 8 to shoot. And it's poked away on the floor. Arnett comes up with the loose ball. He'll get it over to Lute, into the corner. Copley, 1 to shoot. It's good if it goes. No. Good job in defense and transition there by Minford to force that. Still not a bad look for Copley, but definitely not ideal. So that'll send us to the half. 40 to 28. Minford out in front, a 12-point lead for the Falcons. We'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll have a first half summary and all of the stats from the first half of action. Once again, Minford 48, Valley 28. We'll be back in a moment.
See everything Southern Ohio Sports Authority presented by OhioHealth has to offer by visiting our website at SOSAOhio.com for complete coverage of area athletes and teams, including game stories, features, live streams of games, player and coach interviews, nightly scores, area standings, and much more. You can even view and purchase action photos from our more than 100 galleries. That's SOSAOhio.com for the best local sports coverage around.
Are you in a bind and need an oil change right now? No problem. Did you forget to make an appointment? No problem. Just stop by any Glockner location and we'll squeeze you in and get you on the road quickly. Really, it's
40-28, the Falcons out in front. About 4.5 minutes to go here at the break here at halftime. John, why don't you go ahead and give us what you got statistically speaking from the first half?
Yeah, Minford was 5 of 15 in the first quarter. Ended up 9 of 16 in the second quarter. So maybe you don't think that's going to be as much point-wise, but they hit 4 threes in that quarter. They're 5 of 13 from 3 overall, but they've been able to get to the basket. They've been able to get to the free throw line and doing a really good job of being efficient in that second quarter. 14 of 31 overall. 4 turnovers so far for Minford. So they're keeping their shots up. They're getting a lot of chances where Valley has 8 turnovers, so double the turnovers. They have not made a 3, and it's just that's to me the big difference right now. Both teams are hitting the offensive glass well. Colt Buckle for Valley has 4 points and 8 rebounds.
Yeah, with
4 of those coming on each end. He's also got a couple of assists. Carter Nickel for Valley has 8 points. He's 4 for 5 from the field. He's got a couple of assists as well. Also scoring for Valley, Jace Copley's got 7. He's 3 of 9 from the field. Levi Stewart, he's got 5. He's 2 of 5 from the field, but he missed all 3 of his shots in that second quarter. Hunter Edwards made his only shot. He's 1 for 1. And George Arnett is 2 points for the Indians. For the Falcons, they're led by Miles Montgomery with 13. He went 0 for 6 from the field in the first quarter, 4 for 6 in the second quarter. Just completely flipped the switch in that second quarter. Once he saw that first one go down on that nice little same-handed layup at the rim, that made a big difference for them. They've also got 11 points each from Jackson Shoemaker and Joe Hanna. Each of those had Shoemaker in the first quarter, Hanna in the second quarter. Each had an individual, about 35, 40 seconds where they just completely dominated the game. And were able to help their team. Shoemaker gave his team a little life. Hanna helped take the team in front. So both of those are playing big roles for the Falcons. Adam Crank has 3, hit a corner 3. That was a big shot in the game. Bennett Pazer's got 2. He had 2 fouls, so they're going to need him in the second half to stay out of foul trouble to extend the lead. And then Jeff Pico was the other player that played. He didn't score, but he had 2 assists, 3 rebounds, no turnovers, just doing his job. You want that when you come off the bench. You want your guys to be able to contribute in a positive way, and that's what Jeff Pico does for the Falcons.
John, we've talked about the Valley team and how many sports all of these guys play. It seems like they play every boy sport possible, and they're successful in every sport too, but Minford kind of the same way. You talk about Miles Montgomery being on the soccer team. I know Adam Crank is on the baseball and soccer team, so a lot of very athletic players. Not a lot of guys who only play one sport. You got guys that are 3-sport athletes, very versatile. I know, obviously I'm not the biggest soccer guy in the world, so I'm not familiar with that atmosphere as much, but I know just being at the VA a little bit last year, I know I saw Minford there a handful of times, and Crank definitely one of the
top
key players, key players for the Falcons, and just one of the top overall players in general, and you have a bunch of good baseball players on the Valley side as well. So
Carter Nicholas signed to go play at Georgetown, which is a good NAIA school. George Arnett wouldn't surprise me if he is able to play at the next level. Apparently he's on track to being a rocket scientist, so any school would be happy to have him, and then especially when they get him on campus, because that dude he can play. Right. So it's Copley's a really good catcher. These are 2 really very athletic areas. Whenever you talk Minford and Valley, for me, I just think back of they're usually good at sports. That's just kind of. Now, when I was in school, Valley had 9 guys over 6'6", but
that's always beneficial to the program.
But they were also very athletic then as well.
So Valley will start things off here in the second half with the ball, looking to erase this 12-point first half lead from the Falcons.
Falcons showing a little different zone here. More of a matchup zone here than just the straight up 2-3 that they played in the second quarter. So Valley just trying to figure out where they're going on this.
Mid-range jumper from Arnett rattles around and out, won't fall. Rebound goes to Jackson Shoemaker, pushed all the way ahead to the other floor. Kaiser off the glass and in for the first 2 points of the second half.
Yeah, great look ahead, and good job by Kaiser knocking that down.
Copley tight pass to Nickel, and to Buckle, and he's able to knock down the jumper.
Yeah, that's 2 good passes so far from Copley. They're able to get the bucket on that one, but a good look on the first possession as well.
Ball on the ground, and it'll be, I believe, out of bounds on Valley. I'm surprised we didn't have a travel on Montgomery, as he seemed like he took a few steps back and fell down, but nonetheless, it'll be Falcons basketball.
Yeah, it's definitely a strange play. Maybe had a dribble on the way down.
Montgomery to the left side, pass out to Crank into the corner. Kaiser, a 3-ball on the way, off the mark, no good. Looks like Arnett and Hannah got tied up down on the other end. Buckle, another short-range jumper, and he's able to knock it down once again.
Buckle, 8 points, 9 rebounds. The seniors really came out to play tonight.
Lead now to 10 for the Falcons. Nice dish over to Shoemaker into the corner. Hannah, another 3, yes!
Joe Hannah, 3 for 4 from 3. Great find by Jackson Shoemaker on that play.
Now on the other end, Arnett a 3. Count it! Back-to-back threes for Hannah, and Arnett has the lead at 10 for the Falcons, and I believe we have a Minford timeout.
Yes, it's going to be a 30-second timeout. Coach Shoemaker not happy, as one of the big things Valley does, they get the ball out and go. You got to get back and get a hand. George Arnett hasn't scored 1,000 points on accident. Right. You got to get a hand on him. He hadn't shot well yet tonight, but you don't want him to get going if you're Minford, because he can bring them back in an instant, because he's, like we talked about at the half, outstanding athlete. These guys have won a ton of games, so the 12-point deficit at the half doesn't scare Valley. But
they fell down early to that Northwest team and were able to fight all the way back. Now, I know they weren't playing Minford that night. They were playing a Northwest team without
Lentz.
Yeah, Connor Lentz.
But, I mean, you're down 8. You're down 8, and it didn't seem like it fazed them. So, if you're Minford, you got to, I love that timeout like Coach Shoemaker. You got to cut that off immediately. You hit the big 3 to go up 13, and then they come back in about 3 seconds to cut it back to 10.
Entry pass to Adam Crank on the right side, guarded by Arnett. Now top of the key, Shoemaker hands it off to Montgomery, guarded by Buckle, and Stewart finds all the way end up in the hands of Joe Hannah. He's fouled on the way up. That'll send him to the line once again, shooting 2. I believe his 3rd trip to the line here tonight, John.
Yeah, his 3rd trip. He's 3 for 4. 3 for 4 from 3, 3 for 4 from the line. He's got 14. Make it 15.
10 points for Hannah in the win over Oak Hill. Already well over 10 here with 15. Looking for 16 here tonight. And he has it.
Yeah, 5 for 6 from the line for the senior. Hannah having a big night. And I think that's what people don't really realize with this Minford team, because, Miles Montgomery averages 23.5, 24 a game. So you think it's almost a one-man team. But, man, they've had multiple times where they've had 5 starters in double figures.
Going to be a foul on Miles Montgomery. John, I believe his 3rd.
We'll see. That's only
2nd.
Yeah. I knew he had more than 1, but I hadn't marked it down.
So Nickel inbound, get it into Copley on the right wing. He'll back it out to around the volleyball line and hand it off to George Arnett.
Yeah, I like this matchup zone that Minford's throwing out at Valley. Makes it really hard to run your offense.
Buckle down low, out to Copley, looking for Arnett at the top of the key, and it's intercepted by Montgomery. We're going to have a foul on the floor on George Arnett. That'll be the team's 2nd.
And that's a fortunate foul. because that was going to be 2 on the other end for either Crank or Pika. It's only the second for Arnett, only the team's second, so not a bad foul. Like I said, eliminates a chance for 2 on the other end. And maybe more, because Minford might just, if they get their feet set, it's going to be a good look. Ooh.
Down low, Shoemaker trying to get it to Hannah on the ground. Copley comes up with the loose ball for Valley, pushes it ahead to Buckle on the right wing. He'll bring it out, top of the key, Arnett.
Good job by Minford stopping the transition there. Good find.
In the mid-range, Copley gets it back out to Nickel. Drives inside, mid-range jumper on the way, rattles in and out, won't go. Crank the rebound for Minford. Going the other way now, Montgomery pass to Crank on the right side. Looking down low for Hannah. Nice find from Crank. Nice finish from Hannah. 18 points for Joe Hannah on the night.
That was a ridiculous pass. He just put just enough on that, and Hannah with a great cut and layup.
Into the corner, Nickel. Looking backdoor to Arnett. What a find from Carter Nickel. Nice finish up in the air and off the glass for George Arnett.
Yeah, Nickel called that pass from Crank and then raised him with that one to Arnett. That was beautiful.
Shoemaker around the top of the key. Does not have his dribble. He'll hand it off to Montgomery. Look to set a screen. Double team by Stewart. Buckle dribbles around. Almost has an open shot. Picks up his dribble. Passes it off to Pika into the corner. 3 ball is good from Adam Crank, his second of the night.
You get Adam Crank in the corner, he's going to make it. Get him on the wing, he may not, but in the corner, it's good.
Lead now to 15 for the Falcons. Buckle a right wing 3, no good. Copley the offensive rebound, short range jumper on the way, no good. Stewart another offensive rebound. Now Copley a 3 ball, yes.
A big play there. Good job by the Indians keeping the ball alive. Getting a couple good looks, and Copley knocks down 3, cuts it back down to 10 or 12.
An even second half so far, 52-40. Montgomery reversed layup, can't get it to go. Offensive rebound, Pika pass out, Crank another 3 off the mark, no good. Hannah almost comes up with the rebound. It's Pika instead. Montgomery not able to connect, too strong. Another offensive rebound back to Hannah.
Good
down low,
movement.
Shoemaker guarded by Stewart. Up for the layup and blocked away by Stewart, trying to bat it out to Arnett. Ends up in the hands of Montgomery off the front iron. No good. Another offensive rebound for Montgomery, and Stewart finally comes away with the rebound, pushes it ahead to Arnett, who finishes off the glass. John, that was a mouthful.
Yes, that was exhausting. I'm sure it was for players, too. Great job by George Arnett just going out on that and going.
Well, you saw Stewart off the block trying to bat it out to him, but Montgomery was just right there as Copley coming up with the steal. One-on-one fast break, Euro step with the left hand. Can't get it to go. Rebound Montgomery, although the ball is on the ground. Pass to Stewart off the Buckle steal. And in for 2. We're going to have a timeout from Coach Shoemaker.
Yeah,
I think we all need a timeout, John.
Yes. It's going to have to, it has to be a full.
It'll be a full timeout, but with all that's transpired here in the last 2 or 3 minutes, I reckon we'll keep it here, John.
Yeah.
And just try to break down how many offensive rebounds Minford had there on that last possession. It had to be 4 or 5, it seemed like.
They had 6 shots, so it was 5 offensive rebounds, and they got no points from it. Yeah. And then Valley goes out and gets an easy 2. Minford misses another, and Valley gets...
Cut it to 8?
Yeah, cut it to 8. And then this lead was up to 15, so a 7-0 run here for the Indians. And those are the things you have to have happen. Yes, you don't want to give up that many offensive rebounds, but eventually you got to win. You have to win the possession on that, and they're able to do so. Minford going to have to really take care of the ball here, get a good look. .201 left here in the third.
Coming out of the timeout, Minford going to look to put this Valley run to a halt, John. They've got it down into single digits as we get under the 2-minute mark here in the third quarter. Mid-range jumper from Shoemaker off the back iron, no good. Buckle, another big-time rebound for Valley. In transition, pushes it ahead to Nickel. That's a 2-ball on the way. Yes, I tell you what, John, Nickel steps inside the three-point line. It's money most of the time.
Yeah, he doesn't mess around with threes. I mean, that's an 18-footer, but he buries it.
About as far as a mid-range jumper can be. Shoemaker drives inside with the left hand. Can't get it to go. Rebound, Nickel.
Yeah, now Minford is doing a little bit of what Valley was doing when Minford took that big lead. They're just rushing shots.
A little loose with the ball, too.
Yeah.
Johanna will come into the game for Jackson Shoemaker. That foul on Jeff Pika, his second. Parker Lute also checking into the game for the Indians. I believe he came in for Arnett.
Yes. It's a big possession here for the Indians as Minford gets the ball to start the fourth.
Copley drives inside, kicks it out. That's a 3-ball. Can't get it to go. And it'll be out of bounds on the Indians. Tell you what, John, that would have been a huge 3-ball from Carter Nickel.
And especially right in front of the student section, too. That thing would have blown up.
Nonetheless, under 50 seconds to play here in the third quarter. Montgomery bringing it across the timeline, guarded by Buckle, drives inside. Nice pass over to Hannah. Can't get it to go off the glass. Stewart the rebound, pushed ahead to Copley. Copley double teamed into the corner. Nickel, cross-court pass to Lute. His first shot of the game, no good.
Good board by Joe Hannah.
Hannah the rebound, 28 to play here in the third quarter, and it's poked away. That's Buckle coming up with the steal, pushed ahead to Stewart, and he just can't hang on as he goes up for the layup. John, I bet he was licking his chops thinking about a dunk there and just lost control of the basketball.
Yeah, it happens. You don't want it to happen, but it happens. Now Minford, huge possession for Minford here. Up 6, they get the ball to start the fourth. You get a basket here, you get a basket to start the fourth, you almost feel, you don't want to feel comfortable because of what Valley can do on making those big runs.
Just from the body language,
He's not going to get across.
Looks like Minford going to take the final shot. John just inched across.
He didn't get across. It was 21.2.
A deep 3-ball from Montgomery, no good. And the half-court shot, not sure if it was off in time. I didn't see a signal, so we'll just say it wasn't. Or are you going to go ahead and mark it down as a good shot?
No, I'm not.
So 52-46, the score after 3. We'll take a quick break. You're watching Ohio High School boys basketball right here on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth.
Michelle and her dad. Decades of dares. 1 month of learning to jump. First day doing it solo. And 2 years since starting cancer treatment at OhioHealth.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Willie and Son Trucking. Willie and Son Trucking has been a proud supporter of local student athletes, coaches, and athletic programs throughout its history. Be sure to look out for the Shack Athlete of the Week presented by Willie and Son Trucking each week at SOSAOhio.com.
A 6-point 52-46 lead for the Falcons as we enter the final quarter of regulation in tonight's SOC2 matchup between the Minford Falcons and the Valley Indians. John, Valley won the quarter by 6 points, cut the 12-point first half lead down to 6. In a good position here to maybe take a lead.
Yeah, it's a good job by Valley of responding and not rolling over when they definitely could have.
Into the corner, Kaiser, a baseline drive, called for a charge. It'll be an offensive foul on Bennett Kaiser and a turnover for the Falcons.
Carter Nickel has had a big-time game for Valley, taking that charge there from Kaiser. That's going to be his third foul. And they got to stop to end the quarter. They're going to stop to start the quarter. Let's see if they can make that hurt.
Minford with 3, Valley with 2 fouls, so nobody in immediate trouble of entering the single bonus. Backdoor cut from Arnett. On the reverse layup, blocked away by Kaiser. Coming up with the offensive rebound was Arnett off the miss.
That was a ridiculous, if Arnett would have been able to make that, it was such a ridiculous angle.
Kind of a similar play to the one we saw in the third quarter. Free throw line jumper from Buckle is good. Lead now to 4.
Yeah, Buckle with a double-double now. Big
back-to-back games with a double-double for Buckle.
Down to a 4-point game.
Lead at one point was 15 for Minford, now down to 4 with under 7 to play in the fourth. Kaiser, a mover, got it.
Big shot for Kaiser, he's got 6. That's going to be an open 3.
Copley on the other end, 3 ball on the way, yes!
You got to get back in transition. You cannot lose any of those shooters if you're Minford. Jace Copley makes that hurt.
54-51 Minford. Shoemaker picks up his dribble, hands it off to Kaiser. Short-range jumper is no good. Gets his own rebound. Out to Montgomery. Drives inside. Back out beyond the arc. Double teamed by Copley and Buckle. Somebody's got to be open.
Yeah.
And the loose ball will be out of bounds on Valley. It'll stay here with the Falcons.
He was working to find that open person. But Valley just, they're doubling them everywhere. That's going to be a turnover.
Inbound pass tipped away by Buckle, so it'll stay here except on the other side of half court for Minford.
I don't know if Colt Buckle can dunk, but I'd be shocked if he couldn't because this dude can jump and is long.
Very physical, too.
Yeah.
Montgomery inside, reverse layup, can't get it to go. Hannah comes up with the loose ball / rebound. Contested corner 3 off the mark. Kaiser a rebound, putback is no good. Shoemaker a rebound, count it, and the foul for Shoemaker. Wasn't sure if the foul was going to be on the floor or on the shot, but it will be on the shot. Chance for a 3-point play for the sophomore.
Yeah, Shoemaker very strong, very patient inside. I wasn't sure if he was too patient on that, but he must have been gathering to go up as he was hit. And he's one of those players who's just so big and strong, you got to foul harder than that.
Chance to push the lead back to 6. Rattles in and out. Not able to do so. Copley, the defensive rebound for the Indians. He'll bring it across the timeline.
Big possession.
Copley in the corner. Looking to get it down low to Buckle, who comes up with the loose ball. Back out to Copley, double teamed. And
good
pass
hands.
poked away by Shoemaker.
Good hands there by Shoemaker. It was a good look. Stewart slashed down to that bottom block. But
Have a timeout from the Indians, their third.
30.
Be a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it here.
Yeah, for Minford, Bennett Kaiser, he's only 1 for 3 in the quarter, but he's done a really good job of keeping a couple possessions alive. Like that last one, he kept alive. He missed the putback, but Jackson Shoemaker was able to finish the putback, making it a 5-point game here. 5:40 to play. Valley ball underneath. I think you want to look for your best blob here if you're the Indians. Maybe your best one for a layup. Maybe you save the best one for a 3 for later. But as a coach, you've got 2 or 3 that are going to be at least good looks, if not automatic baskets.
Just want to give a big thank you to Athletic Director Darren Crabtree for providing us with this table that wasn't up here when we got here, John, but he was able to make it happen and get us up here, give us a great setup. Couldn't ask for a much better atmosphere to stream a basketball game other than here at Valley.
Yeah.
Inbound to Copley, fadeaway 3 off the mark. Stewart the offensive rebound, back out to Arnett. His 3 ball is good.
Big offensive rebound from Levi Stewart and assist. He was not touched. No one put a body on him. And then he finds Arnett.
Montgomery inside, blocked away by Stewart. On the other end, Arnett for the tie. Can't get it to go. Nickel the rebound. Short range jumper rattles around and in. John, we have a tie. Ball game knotted up at 56.
Carter Nickel just shot that from behind the backboard.
Big night for Carter Nickel.
He's got 12.
Pick and roll with Shoemaker. Blocked away by Jace Copley. His third block of the night, John.
Yeah, Shoemaker just went up real nonchalant there, and the backside help from Jace Copley, his third block of the game.
3 ball from Shoemaker. Yes!
The big man steps outside, hits a huge three.
Copley on the other end. Long 2. Got it. Lead now to 1 for the Falcons. 59-58. 4:45 to play in regulation.
Copley with a quiet 15 for the Indians. I thought Shoemaker was going to pull another one there.
18 points in the win over Northwest. 15 tonight for Copley inside. Kaiser can't get it to go. Put back slam for Joe Hanna.
With authority to go back up 3.
Lead now to 3. 4:17 to play. Copley hands it off to Arnett, guarded by Montgomery. Drives inside, pass to Stewart, out to Buckle. In the short range,
nice
pass down low to Stewart, off the glass and in. Lead cut to 1.
That's the 4th assist for Copley, 3 of which coming in the second half. Great look, good finish by Levi Stewart. Give him 9.
Pass out to Hanna. Brings it back out. Shoemaker, another 3. Yes!
I'll tell you what, dude, this is fun.
Now on the other end, Buckle off to Stewart, top of the key. Arnett, pass to Nickel.
I like that Valley is just not shooken up by any of this.
Another mid-range for Valley, no good. Stewart on the putback, can't get it to go. Buckle a rebound, fouled on the way up, and a chance to cut it to a 1-possession game.
You know, Minford doesn't have a lot of turnovers, but they are making no effort to box out at all. They're trying to just use their length to get the the defense rebounds, and Valley's just going in and getting them.
And I tell you, John, I don't know if the SOC does how their postseason awards go, but if there's a hustle man player of the year, effort player of the year, I don't see how you can't give it to Colt Buckle.
Yeah, he's been huge tonight. I don't have the rebounds added up, but he's close to 15 boards.
Say he probably has 10 offensive alone, John, or at least it seems that way. Lead cut to 3 for the Falcons, and this one poked away by Arnett behind the back, driving to the lane, off the glass and in. Lead now back to 1.
Yeah, lazy pass, and Arnett takes advantage of it, goes coast to coast.
This one coming down to the wire, under 3 to play. Montgomery inside, blocked away by Colt Buckle. Buckle coming up big on both sides of the floor. Tell you what, John, Derek in the danger zone down there.
I hope you got a good picture of that.
I was going to say he either has one of the best pictures of his life or he's really kicking himself for not getting a good picture. Another 3 for Shoemaker. Got it!
Jackson Shoemaker 3 for 3 on threes in this quarter alone. He's got 24.
67-63, Minford, 2:40 to play.
It's 23, by the way, because I can't do math and I'm kind of excited. He's got 23, Joe Hanna with 20.
This one poked away, regained by Buckle. Pass out to Stewart, mid-range jumper is no good. Hanna the rebound for Minford.
Big rebound there for Hanna. That's a shot Stewart can make, so not a bad look for the big man.
Montgomery drives inside, pass into the corner to Shoemaker, loses the handle, back out to Crank, inside. Kaiser
nice
off the glass for 2.
And that's the thing with Minford. They've got all these guys that can score, that they can just go to them, and those kids believe that they can score in these situations. So Montgomery not having a great night shooting, but you got Bennett Kaiser, 8 points, 4 in the fourth quarter. Jackson Shoemaker with 12 fourth quarter points for 23 on the night. Joe Hanna with 20, including a nice Yam putback that, like, Valley didn't even care. He goes up, one hand, put back, then they come down and hit a 3 on the next trip. It's just, when you've got good, experienced teams, things don't rattle them. And this game, it's been that way the whole game for both teams.
Well, John, I'll let you be the judge of it. We talked pre-game if this game would be able to live up to the hype that their last meeting created. You think it has, John?
I think so. It's just, it's high-level basketball. This is a game that I could see happening a third time down at the Convo, district final, regional game. And, and that's going to be a night where the whole district can come watch.
Right.
And these two teams deserve that. And I see it, I know Valley has the bad loss. It's not really even a bad loss.
Right, Eastern has had a really good year.
Yeah, but,
and it went into double overtime as well.
I saw South Point on Saturday. South Point's very, very good. With those three teams in Division III, that's...
Things could get interesting as we enter the postseason.
Yeah, the last few years it's been D2 in the Southeast has been head and shoulders above the other. But I think D3 this year is just unbelievable. And it's going to be some must-watch games throughout the tournament. And we're not even close to the tournament yet.
So Valley looking to cut down this 6-point lead. Under 2 minutes to play into the corner. Copley guarded by Kaiser. Now to Nickel, back to Copley. Now he fakes it to Copley. Runner on the way, off the glass, can't get it to go. Hannah the defensive rebound. And a foul on Arnett.
They're going to have to give a couple fouls here. Good job by Minford there. They're trying to get either Copley a 3 or they're trying to get Arnett after he set the back screen to get another screen for him. Neither one was open, so Nickel had to kind of rush a shot there.
Have another foul on Arnett. 2 quick fouls. He now has 4, I believe, John.
Yeah, Arnett's the one that can't foul here. You still have 1 to give. You have the possession arrow, too. So if you try to get a tie-up, they're going to get Hunter Edwards in. For Levi Stewart, probably looking to foul here and make it to where Arnett's not going to be on the ball.
So Edwards will check in for Stewart. Montgomery across half court. And we're going to have a foul on Hunter Edwards.
That's his second, team 6th. Next one, and Minford will be at the line.
Crank will inbound here on the near sideline to the right of the scores table.
I think if you're Valley, you want to foul maybe Kaiser. I mean, everyone else has shot really well today. Kaiser just hadn't been to the line.
Montgomery will get the inbound in the backcourt, guarded by Nickel. Pass over to Hannah, all the way down to Crank.
Maybe you foul Crank also because he hasn't been to the line.
Montgomery dribbles it around to the left side. Pass to Hannah on the back door, out to Crank. He will not shoot it, and he'll flip it back to Montgomery, who will eventually be fouled by Colt Buckle with 1:04 to play in the fourth.
That's a senior. That's Crank knowing he doesn't need to take that shot. Or maybe you have one of your underclassmen, maybe they take that shot because, hey, I'm wide open, this is a dagger. But Crank knows the chances of missing, they can run some more clock off.
Right.
And still get a chance at 2.
First one for Montgomery is good. That gets the Falcons into the 70-point range.
First point of the second half for Miles Montgomery. I mean, Valley's done a great job on Montgomery. It's just Jackson Shoemaker and Joe Hannah have been dominant.
Second free throw on the way for Montgomery, and in 2 for 2 on that trip. And Coach Tackett going to take a full timeout. We'll take a quick break. You're watching Ohio High School Boys Basketball right here on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth.
See everything Southern Ohio Sports Authority presented by OhioHealth has to offer by visiting our website at SOSAOhio.com for complete coverage of area athletes and teams, including game stories, features, live streams of games, player and coach interviews, nightly scores, area standings, and much more. You can even view and purchase action photos from our more than 100 galleries. That's SOSAOhio.com for the best local sports coverage around.
Are you in a bind and need an oil change right now? No problem. Did you forget to make an appointment? No problem. Just stop by any Glockner location and we'll squeeze you in and get you on the road quickly. Really, it's
71-63, 104 to play in the fourth quarter. Valley basketball coming out of the timeout. John, what does Valley have to do to get back into this game?
Got to get a quick shot. Valley has no timeouts. So really, if you have 2 or 3 timeouts, you say, okay, we got to get a 2. You take the 2 if it's there. You probably want to run something to try to get a 3 if you can. They're going to have Buckle bring it up. I'm guessing Lute's one of their better three-point shooters as he's in.
Buckle across half court, hands it off to Copley, now to Lute around the volleyball line.
But you also don't want to rush and take a really bad shot. Minford doing a great job of guarding the three-point line here.
Copley, a moving 3, got it. Tough shot from Jace Copley. Cuts it to 5, inbound to Crank, now to Shoemaker, who is fouled by Copley with 40.5 to go here in the fourth quarter.
See, that takes, if you're Minford, you really take that because you took.
It took a lot of time, and realistically, that's not the greatest chance of happening again, as it was a pretty tough shot. It wasn't like it was an open look. Copley just knocking down the tough jumper.
Yeah, and then also if you're Valley, you didn't rush and take a horrible shot. You got one of your best players, best shooters in to take a good look. It's a tough look, but it's a good look for these guys because these guys can all do it.
Front half of the 1-and-1 is off the mark. Copley the rebound for Valley.
Same thing here for Valley.
Pushes it ahead to Arnett. Lays it up and in, but not able to connect on the layup. Montgomery the rebound for Minford. He falls down. Pika picks up the loose ball, and he's fouled by Lute with 23.8 to go.
And that was perfect for Valley. They had it, everything they wanted there. They wouldn't have been able to stop the clock, but they would have had a one-possession game. Arnett just unable to get it to fall. Really good job by Montgomery of just avoiding getting fouled, too.
1-and-1 here for Pika. I believe still looking for his points of the ball game. He will not get them. And Copley comes up with the rebound, 20 to play. Deep shot from Copley, off the mark, no good. Valley the offensive rebound. Arnett a fadeaway 3, off the mark again. And eventually, Hannah the rebound. He pushes it ahead to Crank, and that should just about do it. And it will. Minford coming away with the 71-66 win. Remains unbeaten in SOC2 play. Moves to 12-1, 10-0 overall.
Great game. I mean, that's what you want out of a high school basketball game. Minford, got out to that 15-point lead. Never gave the lead up either. After they took the lead in the second quarter, never gave it up. It got tied, but we didn't have a lead change after that. Minford, that one thing though, got to make those free throws down the stretch as they go, 2 for 4 at the line, and really gave Valley a chance to. If they get that layup to fall, it's a
right. That's what I was going to say. If Arnett able to knock that layup down, it's 71-68. Only a 3-point ball game, and we saw Pika and Shoemaker both missed the front half of the 1-and-1s on their last 2 trips. So it definitely would have been possible. Nonetheless, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll have all the stats and anything else we have to add on from tonight's SOC2 contest. You've been watching Ohio High School boys basketball right here on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth.
At OhioHealth, you can see your doctor here or here. On this or on these. And no matter if you're over here, over there, or anywhere in between, you'll feel good knowing OhioHealth provides the finest care anywhere. Schedule care today at ohiohealth.com/finestcare.
Here at Glockner's, we know how valuable your time is, and that's why our priority is to provide you a quick and easy service. We will get you in and out and on your way immediately. So schedule your next service appointment at Glockner.com.
71-66, the final from Valley High School. Once again, Minford moving to 12-1 overall, remains undefeated, 10-0 in SOC2 play here in the second half of the league season. As for the Indians, they moved to 10-3, their third loss now, 7-3 in the SOC2. Both of these games coming up on the schedule, both scheduled to play this Friday, January the 20th, as Minford will take on Waverly. That's a home game for the Falcons. As for Valley, they will travel to South Webster, which should be a fun game between Valley and the Jeeps, who I might add have one of the cooler mascots of the area. We talked about it, I believe maybe a week ago, how the Jeep actually from Popeye.
Yeah.
Because we saw something that it was a list of the coolest mascots in high school, and there was another school, I can't remember what state it was from, but it was the Jeeps, and I'm thinking, man, South Webster's getting robbed here, as they're also the Jeeps, but they have this other school on here. But nonetheless, should be two fun matchups this Friday. John, you have everything wrapped up, statistically speaking?
To some extent. A lot of shots in the game.
Yeah, I would say getting some of those rebounds during those 4 or 5 offensive rebound possessions may have been a little tough, but just give us all the, we'll call it unofficial stuff from you here tonight.
Very unofficial, even though I like to think it's official. Minford down 6 at the end of the first quarter with a huge second quarter. They hang on. They get up to 15 on their lead. Then it comes down to, it gets tied. Jackson Shoemaker with some huge shots down the stretch. And, it's a very good win for the Minford Falcons. For the Falcons, they were led by Jackson Shoemaker with 23 points, 6 rebounds. Joe Hanna, 20 points, 12 rebounds, including a couple of big ones late. And, it's Miles Montgomery with 15. I had him for 5 assists, 4 steals also. And also then you go next, Bennett Kaiser with 8 points. He had 4 in the fourth quarter, including a big turnaround layup, late in the game. Adam Crank had 6, hit a couple threes, played some really good defense. Jeff Pica did not score, but had
played some good minutes. Had a bunch of rebounds early. Had a chance there at the. I don't believe you said he didn't end up having any points. I believe the free throw may have been his only shot of the night.
Yeah, he didn't score, but he had 5 rebounds, 3 assists. I mean, in good defense, that's what you want out of someone off of your bench. For the Indians, they were led in scoring by Jace Copley. He had 18 points, 5 rebounds, 3 big blocks. Really good job protecting the basket for Copley. George Arnett with 14 points. Levi Stewart with 9. Carter Nickel had 12. I mean, you're just listing off their starters now. Hunter Edwards had 2. But then Colt Buckle only ended up with 11 points, but I had him for 15 rebounds and 5 assists.
Man.
He also had at least 1 block. He played a whale of a game. Just an outstanding overall game for both teams. Hate to see someone lose, but I really have a feeling we're going to see a round 3 of this somewhere down the road.
And I tell you what, I'd say any Southern Ohio basketball fan definitely be looking forward to that if we're able to be blessed with that matchup for a 3rd time in the postseason. Yeah. And I'd say most likely, if they do come together, there's a pretty good chance we'll be there for that, John.
Yeah, I would say so. Really good crowd tonight, too. I know we had a decent amount of viewers. We appreciate all of you guys. Just it's fun. We're blessed to be able to do this. And thank you to our sponsors, because we have to do this on a Tuesday night, SOC Tuesday.
We were talking about some Shactions maybe down the road. SOC Tuesday for us this Tuesday, January 17th. But for tonight, I believe that's all we here at Southern Ohio Sports Authority have for you tonight. Alongside John Bruce, I'm Dewey Daly saying so long from Valley High School. Once again, the final, Minford 71, Valley 66. Have a great rest of your night.